much for being here today with me to chat a little bit about your life.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes. So for those of you that haven't met Miss Dana Shaw yet, she is the founder and owner of the Flute Finder, which is a wonderful business here in Austin, Texas. And we're going to chat a little bit about her business and kind of how she got to where she is at right now. So Dana, tell us a little bit more about the Flute Finder.
Okay, yeah. I've actually been running this business for probably about 18 years. It really started as a hobby business. I've always been entrepreneurial, and I've had numerous little careers over time. This one is my longest running one and the one I've enjoyed the most probably. But I just started with trying to find a flute for myself, and it just kind of morphed into me finding and selling numerous flutes, and just over time it developed into a business, which is now a good thriving business. So it's been interesting.
So running your business is what you do full time these days?
It is. I'm retired from law enforcement. I was actually a detective in the Austin Police Department for 14 years. Then I raised kids and homeschooled my kids. And this career just kind of started while I was raising kids, and just needed some extra money and enjoyed playing flute, enjoyed kind of the hunting for instruments at good prices, getting them fixed up and selling them. And before I knew it, I was in a business. So it's afforded me the ability to work from home, which I really needed when my kids were growing up. And also it's really allowed me to just be my own boss and not have to deal with, traffic and everything else. And I can just run it the way I want to.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. So tell me what your day-to-day life looks like running this business.
Well, when you run your own business, you have to know that you are responsible for your time and your productivity. So you have to be motivated, self-motivated. I don't have anyone to answer to but myself. And so, I just get up, get my coffee. I check eBay for flutes. I answer emails. I box things up to ship out that are going out on trial. I talk to people. I get on flute forums and interact with people that way. So it stays very busy. And like my husband says, yes, it's an at-home job, but I really do typically work 7 days a week. I might not work all day long, but I do work every day. Sometimes I'm answering emails or texts at 10, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. It just depends. But really, I enjoy that because I enjoy working with people. I enjoy the whole flute business. I enjoy, being able to help people find the right instrument. It's all a lot of fun for me. So rarely do I look at it as, oh, I've got to go punch a clock now and, go to work. I pretty much enjoy all aspects of the job.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. And one of the things that I've been so impressed with in working with you and having you help my students find instruments is your knowledge of all these different brands and how each flute works differently with different people. So how did you get all of that wonderful information,
Yeah.
and how have you been learning about all these different instruments?
Well, it's kind of evolved over time. Working with really good flute repairmen has really helped me in knowing what the best makes and models are, as far as which ones hold up well, which ones hold their adjustment. Then learning the market just through trial and error, what sells well, what kind of flutes the teachers, which are a big part of who I work with, who I sell through, what the teachers are wanting for their students, the specs as far as inline G, offset G, all the bells and whistles with C sharp trill and, splitty. I have just learned over time what works, and I can really advise people now based on a wide knowledge of the market as far as what make or model or specs they might need according to where they are in their playing career. So it's, you know, I think I hit the nail on the mark pretty well where that is concerned, and I'm good at sending flutes out to teachers, maybe a box of 6 flutes or so based on kind of what they're looking for, and 9 times out of 10 they'll find one that they really like. So it's just been an education process through trial and error, honestly.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that we never stop learning.
Absolutely. And I think that's really important too. I mean, I'm 60 now, and still and I've done this for 18 years, and every single day I am learning several new things that I did not know about flutes or the market, or how something works. I'm definitely open to any kind of constructive criticism, and it's just, to me, that's part of the interesting and fun part of it is just the learning new things all the time.
Yeah, great. So tell us a little bit about your learning journey on the flute itself.
Yeah, well, I think like most people, I started in 6th grade, picked my instrument. I immediately knew I wanted to play flute. I loved playing. I played through, I played as far as high school, and I didn't go beyond that as far as any kind of formal training. And the interesting part about that is you just never know where life will take you. You never know what doors might be open based on something that you experienced earlier in life. I actually probably didn't play flute for about 15 years after high school. And my kids were getting a little older, and I wanted a creative outlet. So I dug out my old crusty Gemeinhardt, student flute that I had played all the way through high school. And of course it didn't play really well. And that started me on the journey of, I guess I need to find a flute. And then I'd find one, and I liked it, but didn't like it all that well. And I'd find something else and sell the one I had. And it kind of morphed into the business as I relearned the flute again after not playing for a while, and met the right people. Like I said, the repairmen were really helpful in helping me to learn the market, what was good, what wasn't good. So I would have never in a million years imagined that I would ever have a career based on what I learned in middle school and high school, learning to play the flute, that would ever lead to anything at all. I've had a very diverse life of going in many different directions. So that has just been one of those things that I would not even have this career had I not spent the time to learn and practice and play the flute when I was younger. It came back, and now I enjoy playing now. I still don't, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a professional player, but I play well enough that I know when something is playing correctly, when it isn't, and I can always enjoy you guys who really know how to play the instruments. So
well,
that's been fun.
As a teacher too, I think that's so wonderful to hear that, you did take some time away from the flute, but it was such an impactful part of your life. And like you said, you never know when that skill or that thing you learned back in the day is going to come back and be such a huge part of your life now. So
absolutely.
That's wonderful.
It's been a fun surprise. It's actually paid off very well, and something I still enjoy. So, now I enjoy listening to flute music and performances and things like that I probably never would have even thought to Google or whatever, YouTube. I never would have even thought about that had I not stumbled back into this business, into playing flute again. So it's really been very impactful for me.
That's great to hear. So what advice would you have for young flutists today?
Well, I think that for playing flute or anything else that you do in life, just do the very best you can. Put everything into whatever it is that you're experiencing. If it's your, your classes, playing flute, whatever it is, do the very best you can. And you just never know what doors might open later that you never would have planned for or could imagine.
Wow, that's great. Great advice. Thank you so much for sharing all about your life with us today. And we look forward to keeping up with your business, the Flute Finder, and hearing all of the wonderful things that you do now and in the future.
Thanks, Hillary. I really appreciate you calling me.